Hello students, this is Sonali Mangal and today I am going to explain you the famous satire by Vikram Seth, The Tale of Melon City. This is a satire on the political system where the subjects and the people are on mute mode. They don't realize which type of policies are being imposed on them. Are they for their better future or not? Are they for their good career, good assurance in the future life or not? They accept everything only for the reason that they should have the privilege to gain liberty and freedom in their lives. For this sake, they accept all these things without any question. They don't think who's their ruler. So, such is the story of a city where once upon a time there was a king. And king was having a plan to build one arch which would be spanning the main thoroughfare or the main road of the city. And the chief builders, architects, and all these people were called, and the arch was built. And when it was over, the day king was passing under the arch, what happened? His crown struck to the arch, and arch was low heighted. The king was sitting on the horse, crown touched the arch, and the king fell down. And the public who was standing there, people who were standing there, they were laughing. So it was a matter of fun. The king was angry. And the king rode down the thoroughfare to edify the spectators there. Spectators, edify means to please them. He was passing through there. And when his crown struck the arch, he fell down. A frown appeared upon his placid, means calm and complacent face. The king said, "This is a disgrace. The chief of builders will be hanged." The rope and gallows were arranged. Gallows is a frame on which criminals were hanged in the old days. The chief of builders was led out, means he was brought in front of the king. He passed the king and gave a shout. "O king, it was the workman's fault." "Oh," said the king, and called a halt. Means he easily listened to him. It is not his fault, it is the workman's fault. To the proceedings being just, as he was a just king, he was always full of justice, I must have all the workmen hanged instead. He decided that now all the workmen will be hanged. And, "O king," when the workmen came, they told that you didn't realize that bricks were of wrong size. That is why this arch was low heighted. So who is responsible for this? Masons, not we people. So this excuse was given by the workmen. So masons were called and they put the blame on the architect that he designed the arch wrong. That is why it is low heighted. Then what happened? Architect was called. And the architect told that, "Sir, it was you who has done the amendments in the plan. So it is not I, but rather you should be hanged on this arch, not I." So the king heard this and he grew red with anger. In fact, he really lost his head, means he lost his temper. But being a just and placid king, this statement is ironical. How can the king be just and placid? He is not doing justice. He is not having thoughtfulness, but he is told just and placid. So this is a satirical remark, or you can say ironical comment here. This is a tricky thing. This is a tricky matter, and I think that the wisest man of this country should be brought here. So he was carried to the royal court because he was unable to see. Just see, the one who is going to give help in a very important decision, that person cannot see, cannot walk. So old was he. But in a quavering voice, means he was quivering. The culprit must be punished. Truly the arch it that has banged the head of the king. So arch should be hanged. See the wiseness of the person. Everyone is wise in the kingdom. To the scaffold means punishment. The arch was led. Now arch was led to be punished. When suddenly a counselor said, advisor said, how can we hang so shamefully? What touched your head, our majesty? Your majesty. True, mused the king, thought the king. By now, the public was becoming impatient and they were restless and they were muttering aloud that they want hanging. The king was trembling with anger. He perceived the mood of the public. Let us postpone consideration of finer points like guilt. The nation wants a hanging. Hanging must be someone. And that immediately. Now one by one, each person standing there was brought. The news was said. And whosoever was able to reach to the height of the news, only that person could be hanged. So no one else. But see the irony. The king's height satisfied the length of the noose, and now it was the turn of the king to be hanged ultimately. Now king could not escape his decision. He was caught. So he was the king, his majesty was therefore hanged by royal decree, means by royal order. The king was hanged. Thank goodness we found someone, said the ministers, for if instead we had not the unruly town, means otherwise our town will be called lawless, might well have turned against the crown. Everybody would have turned against the hierarchy of the crown. So long live the king. They have killed their king and they are saying long live the king. The king is dead. They pondered the dilemma, means they thought upon the dilemma. Then being practical minded men sent out the heralds to proclaim, means to give order. Announcers went in the city ki whosoever will be the first person to pass under this arch will be the king. And what happened? By luck, one foolish person was passing under the arch, because they made it their custom to whosoever will be passing under this arch, that person will be the king of that city. So they asked that foolish person ki who will be the king of this city. He told a Melon, because he was a foolish person and to every question he simply gave one answer, Melon, Melon. So he just replied Melon because he liked melons. You are now our king, the ministers said, crowning a melon. They made the melon sit on the throne and they crowned it. Then they led the melon to the throne and reverently set it down on the throne. This happened years and years ago, and now you ask the people, so your king appears to be a melon. They ask, at the place of king the melon is sitting. They say, no problem, no problem, because in being a melon that's okay with us. For who are we to say? Leaves. What should he be as long as he leaves us in peace and liberty? Means he will be the king because we have accepted him, because he is allowing us to live a life of peace and liberty. The principle of laissez-faire. Laissez-faire means non-interference. Nobody is interfering in their peace and liberty. The subjects and people are easily enjoying their liberty and peace. They are at peace in their life. So that is why they have not to think about whether Melon is a king, whether king is a king, or a foolish person is a king. They have nothing to do with that. What they want only their liberty. They want only their peace. So this is the tale of Melon City. I hope all of you have liked it.